kids with guns taken over. I won't be long. They're mesmerised. Skeletons.
I think the technology changes in the industry have been huge. I think from days of film through the early days of tape, and on to the current days where it's tape or hard drive now, or DVD technology. But I think probably the biggest change has been in editing. Instead of the linear editing that we've done in the past, the computer-based editing has made the biggest change. It means you can turn things around very quickly, you can do high quality stuff on editing that you haven't been able to do in the past as easily, and get it onto air straight from an edit machine. It's huge changes in that area. The impact's massive, I think, and onwards into the future. It's a never changing world anyway, and with broadband speeds picking up, I mean, people are virtually broadcasting over the internet already, and that's going to be the next big step, is more and more people broadcasting on the internet, and cameras are changing now, that instead of having tape you have a hard drive, so you can plug that straight into your edit suite. You can stream straight from the edit suite onto the internet. I think it depends on habit and what people are used to seeing. At the moment, more people are still happy to watch television on the box in the corner of their lounge. They see the computer as something different, to go and sit there when you want to use the computer. I think younger people in particular tend to now watch the content they want on the computer. The quality may not be there. The quality is very different down a broadband than it is to the broadcast. But I think more and more people, younger people, are happy to sit at the computer and look at the content and be concerned about the content, not the quality of that content.
Channel is a regional TV station that runs its own operations on the island and is entitled to an average of 5 hours and 38 minutes of airtime a week to advertise, host the local news and any other productions they wish to air. Although as a separate regional broadcaster on the island, it is still part of the larger major network in the UK, ITV. Their current licence is valid till 2014, when they will be required to bid to renew it. The financing in TV is separated out into two categories, either licence fee paid or subscription based, like Sky Digital, or through advertising such as Channel and its network ITV. Channel TV gains all its profits from its advertising, which has a specific team to handle things like PR and customer client productions through Creative Channel and advertising on the late night news. The majority shareholder is the Attendant Investment Trust, chaired by the Lord Ilf. 4 of the executive directors hold the remaining shares. Channel Television Holdings owns Channel Television Limited, which in turn owns the commercial and corporate producer, Creative Channel. The Attendant Group mostly owns newspapers in the UK, and its first taste in television was with Channel TV. Channel Television is regulated by Ofcom, which is a main regulatory body for broadcasters including radio and newspapers. That is independent but does have the power to fine if necessary. Productions and adverts channel produce are also regulated, but by self-regulators such as the Advertising Standards Authority, which do not have the same power as Ofcom, as it is made up of people within the industry to self-control. Technical standards on their broadcast quality is also looked into by the technical standards regulators.
I think most television now, the industry generally is moving towards multi-skilling. So we have a broad range of jobs from people who are production assistants, straight producers, right the way through to presenters, and in the middle you've got cameramen, studio directors, reporters, you've got people who are researchers. So there is a really broad range. You don't have to be a journalist. If your skills are in organising, then you can have just as fulfilling a role at a place like Channel, because you can be involved in big production, small production, at any level. So I think it's there's something for everyone there, really. Well, within the news department, we've got obviously reporters, and we've got presenters. But then we've also got a team of producers. We've got a new media journalist, which is a new role for us. We only created that last autumn. So that's a specific journalism role, which is quite interesting for us. We've never done that before. There are administrators like myself who oversee the whole production and decide on programme strategy, budgets, all that sort of thing. I suppose the most exciting roles are always going to be the reporters' roles, because they're the ones that are on screen, they're the ones who are out doing the job, really. Yeah, prior to the new employment law coming in, we operated a system of fixed-term contracts which were 1 year, generally renewable, to be honest, but that was an industry standard. It wasn't just Channel. The whole of the television industry operated on that sort of basis, that you started on January the 1st, and on January the 1st next year your contract would be reviewed. That's all changed really now with the employment law, because there is no difference between someone who is staff and someone who is on a contract, because they have the same rights and the same duties. I think media generally, it's not just television, but media generally, you have to expect that it's going to be at times 24 hours and it's 7 days a week. You know, working in the Channel Islands, it's not often that you have to work those hours, but there will be times when you're out at night covering a public meeting. There will be times when you're out during the day and it's absolutely pouring down with rain or it's freezing cold. There is quite a lot of overseas travel for our staff, not just to the UK and the other islands, but we also travel a lot further afield. In the last 3 years we've been to Australia, Brazil, Bolivia, quite a few places in Europe. So there is a lot of travel. That's very tiring. It sounds glamorous, but it's quite tiring. But the general day is 9 till 6:30 for us, with whatever extra is required, weekends and evenings.
When you have completed what you've got to